Will I be able to go on holiday this year is a question that a lot of us have on our lips right now. And hopefully Julia Lo Bue-Said, who is CEO of Advantage Travel Partnership, can help us answer that very question. She joins me now. So Julia, your organisation represents independent travel operators in the UK. So how have you seen travel habits change in response to the pandemic?
Currently, the FCO advice is advises against all but non-essential travel. So until the FCO advice is lifted and possibly looked at on a country-by-country basis, then we will not be seeing any travel. Consumers or travellers will be travelling against the FCO advice, which presents a different issue around insurance. So I think realistically, we are waiting on tenterhooks now, seeing where we are with quarantine and how long that will be reviewed for. Obviously, that's been reviewed every 3 weeks. But fundamentally, we also need a review of the FCO advice. And as soon as that is implemented and that is changed, it just gives the whole industry time to plan. And we need time to plan. That's the big concern we also have.
But when do you think that is? Could I push you on a date?
We would love to see that we can start flying in August. Flights will be operating. So I've seen some announcements today from different carriers who have announced their flight program, which have been pushed out. But let's, if you work the time forward in terms of the review period around the quarantine, let's hope, or we're hoping that as soon as possible, but probably realistically not until around August.
Well, Julia, I do hope you're right. Thank you very much for your time today. From Monday, most people arriving into the country by plane, ferry or train must self-isolate for 14 days. But MPs and the travel industry is already trying to find ways around the quarantine. And joining me now to discuss this further is Julia Lo Bue-Said, who is CEO of Advantage Travel Partnership, who represent the independent travel agents in the UK. Julia, there's been a lot of pushback from the travel industry about the 14-day quarantine, but surely this is an effective way of stopping a resurgence of the virus.
It feels very illogical and very ill-balanced that actually we are waiting this long to impose quarantine measures when we've had travellers coming into the UK and we didn't close our borders early on. So the logic of closing them now just makes no sense to us.
But surely it's better late than never.
Yeah, we don't agree. I think there is no scientific evidence to demonstrate that. I think the fact also is that we have one of the highest death rates in the world right now, is testament that actually these measures put in beforehand, if that was the case. But there are many other viable options that have been presented by industry.
So if not a quarantine, then what can be done to stop the virus coming in through the airports?
Yeah, I mean, one of the solutions that has been discussed that had originally been spoken about was air bridges, and these are the bilateral agreements between various countries around opening borders, and we feel that is a much more sensible, logical step to take. A lot of destinations are implementing test and tracing, and that's something we feel will be implemented. In the aviation side, a lot of the airlines will be making face masks compulsory, improving and increasing their hygiene standards and their cleanliness on flights. And the whole ecosystem that's around that.
Okay, thank you, Julia, very much for your time.